Okay, so guys, hopefully this is going to work this time. My city. So first things first, I guess I've got a mod here that allows me to remove all the fog and clouds from the edge of the map, and allows me to travel past the border, which is another mod. It's the end of the map, and you can see that the flat earthers are right. So this is my city that I've started building. Typically what I did at the start, I'm using the mod to give me 25 tiles for this particular city. I haven't actually done that before, but I thought I'd do that with this map, and this map's one that I downloaded, so yeah, it seems like a pretty good map. You have to also have a couple of map themes installed, which is beautification and whatever else, so I can show you that a bit later. But when I started out this particular city, because I was playing with unlimited money, the first thing I did was to, in map mode, buy up all the tiles, and then I decided where I was going to put everything. There were a few roads that were in here already. I've added a few more. So I went with region, and then I painted off the areas where I could see that I was going to put particular bits and pieces. Obviously the resources, they're already decided about where you're going to put them, but other things were open to interpretation, so I could put them down wherever I wanted. So as far as traffic management goes, it's good to try and think about the way in which your city is going to be laid out and the way in which stuff's going to move through. So if you've got resources like ore and oil and trees and things, they're going to move from being collected as natural resources, and they're either going to then get exported out of your city, or they're going to get exported into your industrial area to get produced into goods that will then get moved either out of your city or into your commercial areas where you're going to have them. So you want to think about the movement of vehicles. So there's a couple of things that I do as far as that's concerned, so I'll show you just quickly. So maybe I'll use the oil as an example just to show you. So what I might do is switch into game mode just so you can see things working. So here's my oil area. I've basically got highway coming off the other highway, and then I've created one-way roads here. Now what I've done here is create train connections, so one at the top and then one at the bottom, so that hopefully a lot of the actual oil that's being done will then get routed through the train network here and not go onto the roads, so that then that can get moved around via the train network. But it's good to have a one-way road. You've also got to be able to get your people in from residential areas. So here you can see I've got a set of subways here and crossroads, because obviously there's going to be nowhere for them to cross over these roads. This particular road that I've got here is actually it's a 4-lane one-way road. It's a downloaded added-on mod. As you can see, I haven't got all of the roads that you can get with network extensions too. I've only got small, medium, large and highway. But that's a very handy little road because it's only the width of what the small roads are. So it's actually got 4 lanes. Yeah, so the traffic flows well with that. So if we have a look at some of the other traffic, there goes one of my trains. You can see here that some of the busier areas, like my commercial area here, I've put roundabouts in. So the roundabouts tend to deal with traffic, a lot of traffic, fairly well. It's starting to jam up a bit now. Here inside my city here's where I've got all my trains feeding back to. one recommendation I'd make is that this train station's a bit dodgy. It doesn't seem to work with intercity trains. It works fine with inner city trains, but yeah, the intercity ones, it doesn't. You can see there I've got one of the Extrapolis trains that we've got in Melbourne, which I downloaded. Some dude's done a model for that, so I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, the other thing you've got is first person view. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You can move around and yeah, have a good close look at your city. So yeah, here I've got all of my I guess connections coming in to my commercial area, and then I've got trams which move them around the commercial area here. The other thing I like to do as far as moving stuff goes is I've got my external and internal networks separated. So this here is part of the external network. So you can see here this has come from Las Cruz, which is a city outside, and what I do is split off into two for that track, and you can see that this one here is also an external that splits off two there, and then this is my other external that splits off into two. So what I do is then split them off into either public transport or cargo, and all of the external cargo comes down to this particular station here, and all of my internal cargo, which travels around my city, comes to this one here. So what that actually means in effect is, if we let it play, maybe we'll speed it up. Yeah, you get a train come in, and it's a closed network, so all of the trucks come out from my internal network, so that's probably come from my oil. Yep, and there you go. They've filled up a train and it's off. It's going to yeah, be exported out to the city, to other cities. So that's really good, because that's obviously with the rail network there and this closed road, the trucks can't go out anywhere, so they can't clog up your roads, but it's still exporting and importing. So here comes one that's come in from externally, so now it's going to transfer it across to my inner city cargo, and then what will happen is the train will spawn, and that will then go out to wherever it needs to go. So it's really handy. The only thing, if you have a closed network like this, you've got to put on garbage, a fire, police, and obviously a crematorium to be able to take care of your dead folk. What else can I show? So this is my industrial area. Again, I've got all of the people coming in up the top here. I've got a train station here, and then they come down through here, and then again there's a train station at the bottom for them to fill up. You can see with my ore I've got the same thing. It's all one way. They all come down and then enter through here. I've got train stations that separate and they exit up through here, and because a lot of the cargo is going to be going off to the industrial area, we've put a road through up here which then pours down into that area there. In the central area here I've put down like all my power, and I don't use cemeteries because they just fill up after a while. The same with rubbish dumps. I hate them, so I've got these incinerators instead, so I just burn all the shit and generate power from it. But yeah, I've got basically, you know, all of them heading out from this area to my city to service it. The other thing is roundabouts. As I was saying, roundabouts are awesome. As you can see here, they handle heaps of traffic. And as you can see here, I've also got other connections coming into this particular area here.